What if a mysterious visitor from deep space is racing toward Mars right now, and scientists are scrambling to figure out what it really is? Hold on tight, because we're about to dive into one of the most jaw-dropping space stories of 2025 that has astronomers worldwide glued to their telescopes and NASA scientists working around the clock. The mysterious visitor that came from nowhere. It's 1st of July, 2025. Astronomers in Chile are doing their regular sky patrol when suddenly, their telescopes pick up something that makes them do a double take. Racing through our solar system at incredible speeds is an object that doesn't belong here. This isn't some regular asteroid or comet from our neighborhood. This thing came from the vast emptiness between stars. They called it 3I Atlas, and that little I stands for something that sends chills down every astronomer's spine: interstellar. This is only the third confirmed visitor from our solar system that we've ever detected. Think about that for a moment. In all of human history, we've only spotted 3 objects that definitely came from other star systems. The Atlas telescope in Rio Todo, Chile, was the first to spot this cosmic wanderer. But what really got everyone's attention wasn't just where it came from, it was where it seemed to be heading. As scientists tracked its path, they realized something absolutely mind-blowing. This interstellar visitor is on a collision course with Mars' orbital path. Harvard's Avi Loeb sounds the alarm. Enter Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb, the guy who never shies away from asking the big questions that make other scientists uncomfortable. While most astronomers were trying to figure out if 3I Atlas is just another space rock, Loeb was looking at the data and seeing something much more intriguing. In his recent analysis, Loeb pointed out something that's been keeping space enthusiasts up at night. This isn't just any ordinary comet drifting through space. 3I Atlas is showing behavior that's making even seasoned astronomers scratch their heads. Its trajectory is so precise, so calculated, that it's raising eyebrows in the scientific community. Loeb has been vocal about his concerns, publishing detailed analyses on his Medium blog where he describes 3I Atlas as having characteristics that defy traditional classification as a comet. He's not saying it's definitely artificial, but he's asking the questions that everyone else is thinking but afraid to voice. What if this isn't just a chunk of ice and rock? The Harvard professor has even created what he calls the Loeb scale, a ranking system from 0 to 10, where 0 means definitely natural and 10 means definitely artificial. According to his analysis, 3I Atlas doesn't score a comfortable 0. NASA scrambles into high alert mode. When Harvard astronomers start raising red flags about mysterious space objects, NASA pays attention. And boy, have they been paying attention to 3I Atlas. The space agency has mobilized multiple observation teams and is using every tool in its arsenal to track this interstellar visitor. NASA's Hubble Space Telescope captured stunning images of 3I Atlas on July 21, 2025, when the object was still 277 million miles from Earth. The images revealed something beautiful yet mysterious, a teardrop-shaped cocoon of dust trailing behind the object's nucleus. But here's where it gets interesting. The way this dust is behaving doesn't quite match what scientists expect from a typical comet. The space agency has been surprisingly candid about the unusual nature of this object. In their official statements, NASA scientists admit they're still investigating 3I Atlas's size and physical properties. That's scientist speak, for we're not entirely sure what we're dealing with here. What's really got NASA on edge is the timing. 3I Atlas is approaching Mars during a critical window when several missions are either planned or currently operating around the red planet. Any unexpected behavior from this interstellar visitor could potentially impact ongoing research or future missions. The Mars Close Encounter, October 2025. Here's where things get really intense. Mark your calendars for early October 2025, because that's when 3I Atlas will have its closest encounter with Mars. We're talking about a distance of just over 18 million miles, which might sound like a lot, but in cosmic terms, that's practically a hair's breadth. To put this in perspective, imagine 2 cars racing down a highway, and one passes the other with just inches to spare. That's essentially what's happening between 3I Atlas and Mars, except these cars are massive celestial objects traveling at thousands of miles per hour through the vacuum of space. The exact date of closest approach is October 3, 2025. Scientists around the world are preparing for this cosmic event like it's the Super Bowl of astronomy. Telescopes are being repositioned, observation schedules are being cleared, and data storage systems are being prepped for what could be the most detailed study of an interstellar object in human history. But here's what's got everyone really nervous. Some calculations suggest that if 3I Atlas receives even a small additional boost in momentum, just 10 kilometers per second, it could actually collide with Mars. That might not sound like much, but in space physics, small changes can lead to catastrophic results. The alien technology theory that's breaking the internet. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, or should we say, the alien spacecraft in the solar system. AVILab isn't the only one wondering if 3I Atlas might be more than just a space rock. A growing number of researchers are looking at this object's behavior and asking uncomfortable questions. What makes 3I Atlas so suspicious? First, its trajectory is almost too perfect. Natural objects from interstellar space usually follow more chaotic, unpredictable paths. But 3I Atlas seems to know exactly where it's going, like it's following a flight plan. Second, its composition and behavior don't quite match what we'd expect from a typical comet. When comets get close to the Sun, they usually start outgassing, releasing water vapor and other materials that create those beautiful tails we see in pictures. 3I Atlas is showing some of this activity, but not in the way scientists predicted. Third, and this is where it gets really weird, some researchers are noting that the object's approach to Mars coincides almost perfectly with optimal observation conditions from Earth. It's like whatever sent this thing knew exactly when and how to arrive for maximum visibility. Now, before you start packing your bug-out bags, NASA has officially responded to these theories. They've been clear that while 3I Atlas is unusual, there's no evidence it's anything other than a natural object. But the fact that they felt the need to address these theories publicly tells you just how much attention this story is getting. What makes this different from other interstellar visitors? Remember Oumuamua and 2I Borisov? Those were the first two confirmed interstellar visitors to our solar system, and they each had their own mysteries. But 3I Atlas is different in some pretty significant ways. Oumuamua, discovered in 2017, was weird because of its shape, long and thin like a cigar or pancake, depending on how you looked at it. It also showed unexplained acceleration that had scientists puzzled for years. 2I Borisov, found in 2019, was more comet-like and behaved mostly as expected. 3I Atlas, however, is combining the mysterious aspects of both its predecessors while adding new puzzles of its own. It's showing comet-like activity with that dust tail, but its trajectory and timing are raising questions that go far simple physics. One thing that's particularly unusual is how quickly we detected it. Both Oumuamua and 2I Borisov were discovered when they were already on their way out of our solar system. 3I Atlas was spotted while it was still far out, giving us months to study it as it approaches. This is unprecedented and incredibly valuable for science, if we can figure out what we're looking at. The object is also larger than Oumuamua and more active than initially expected. Its behavior suggests it might be more like a comet, but comets from interstellar space should behave differently from comets from our own solar system. The fact that 3I Atlas is showing familiar comet-like activity despite its foreign origin is just another piece of the puzzle that doesn't quite fit.